All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our show, Option Forward. I'm your boy, Drew. I'm always joined by the second half of the show, GQ Nesso. How you doing today?
What it do? I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready.
Ready for what?
Let's just let it ride. Let it ride.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a very special guest today. And if you'll notice, you'll take notice as we get involved in the conversation. But I would say, off of research and off of speaking to him briefly, our guest today is a man of thought. All right, one that believes in the power of idea, and that power of idea can create positivity, can create opportunity. He's done a lot in the community, co-author. Obviously, what I noticed alongside Ye, y'all don't know who Ye is. Kanye West, which stood out to me. But what we're here today was to talk about his brand, the launch of his brand, Elevated Basics. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Sakaya Sandifer. How are you doing today?
I'm freaking amazing. I'm my regular awesome self.
Regular awesome?
Yes.
Level
awesome
100?
Self. Yeah, it's just something to be.
Okay. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really, really good. I mean, especially after this drink that my guy made me right now.
I had to.
I'm feeling really, really nice. I really like my life choices to this point.
To this point? All right, so you're originally from Chicago, correct?
Yes, born in Chicago.
Okay, and where did you go to school?
Hyde Park Career Academy, 6220 South Stony Island, 60637.
And after high school, where did you go?
I went up to Madison, Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Believe it or not, yeah, I was up in Madtown. I was a Badger for, 5 years? Yeah, because I left there in December 94.
Why did you leave?
I decided I was finished.
You just like, I'm cool
No.
with this.
Well, I did decide I was finished, but just my time there was it was over, and I just knew I needed to start the new chapter of my life. And I had a ball in Madison, man. I was just telling, because I have my nephew in town right now, Elijah from Nashville, and I was just telling him that I'm not saying that college is for everybody, but I say everybody should go to college. Like, just to have that experience. It's
Nice.
like, it's a perfect bridge from being like a child to an adult. Like, I think everybody should have that bridge. It shouldn't be a destination, but it should definitely be that bridge, and the life lessons and the experiences that you would have in a college campus environment, to me, are priceless. And it should be like 3-4 years. I did it 9 to 5. Went back to Chicago, started my grind, being a graphic designer. Within 2 years, I was one of the most sought after graphic designers in Chicago. That was in December 94. So I was there back in Chicago for 4 years. And then I was like, taking my talents out east, moved to New York, because I felt like at that time, the best talent was in New York, and I wanted to compete with the best. And then I was in New York from 2000 to 2015. And then I came out to LA. It was out to LA. It just happened to be doing Grammys, which is February. And I saw the weather, and I drove on PCH, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not going there. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
What was I doing?
I was like, I feel like I was cheated out of my childhood or something. Like, seeing kids like just in Vans and shorts in February at school. I was like, yo, man, that was not my reality at all.
Sure.
And so I've been out here rocking officially since January 2016, and I really feel like Southern California has been touched by the gods. Like, you can have really the best of any world that you want, like all within like a car ride. Like I could be desert, I could be mountain, Big Bear and stuff like that. I could be at the beach, I could be in a city environment, I could go hood. Like I could just have whatever experience I want to have.
Sure.
Like right here, and you just can't beat the weather.
Dope. So was you graphic designing? Was that what you went to school for? Or is that something that you picked up?
No, that was something I picked up by just throwing parties in school. I actually went to school for hotel restaurant management because and it's interesting that I'm coming back to that initial passion of mine. Like I wanted to be a general manager of a hotel, and I wanted to live on the hotel property. I thought that was like the ultimate living because one, I would be getting paid to live, and it services every aspect of life. I would have a housekeeper, I have a valet, like I would have cooks. It would be like, you get everything in that. And so that's what I went up to school for, and that was like the jobs I was working at the Embassy Suites. I was the building manager for our union and stuff. It was like, that was my trajectory. And then my fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma, I used to make all the flyers. So when I came back to Chicago, I first was going to try to be a party promoter because I was the man on campus.
For sure.
And that path didn't really work out for me. And I tapped into being a graphic design because that was just what my soul was telling me to do.
Self-taught?
Yeah, self-taught. Everything I've been successful at to date has been self-taught. Everything. And it's all comes from me knowing knowing and living in my ability to figure anything out. I'm not saying I know anything or everything, but I can figure anything out, especially if somebody else has done it. Like if I'm telling you I'm about to build a boardwalk to the moon, okay, look at me crazy. But if I'm saying I'm about to design a flyer, like, come on, bro. I just have to sit down and just figure it out and just reverse engineer it. Like it's not that complicated, especially in the age that we live now, information. Like, just YouTube it, like anything. Like seriously, somebody's going to tell you how to do it. I challenge anybody to think of something that's not on YouTube.
No, that's facts.
How to do anything. It just shows you how connected we are as humanity. YouTube shows really how just connected we are.
All right, so now I was doing a little bit of digging, right? Because I'm trying to make sure, I'm prepared for our conversation today. So I know you've been involved with youth development programs in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, Can we talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. It was BMT, Business Minds Thinking. That's a classic point of me that came out of me writing my first book.
Which was titled?
Think, and think again. The power ideas designed to spark change. And the first page is always like my favorite. It's not the thought that matters, it's the thought process that matters most. Have one. It would only cost you when you don't. That would always be my shit right there. But I've learned very early in my life that one of the keys to success is your circle of influence. That old saying, show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. That type of stuff. So always said that in order for me to acquire the success I want, I have to have 9 multimillionaires in my phone that call me, so that way I greatly increase that I'll become the 10th. It's just really just simple. Like, I'm gonna be like, I don't mind being the brokest as long as I'm around like multimillionaires, because everybody, regardless of what station of life you're in, you're gonna have disappointments, you're gonna have, celebrations and stuff, but it's just how do you handle your setbacks? That's what I'm more interested in, not how you celebrate. Fuck that. How do you handle your setbacks? Because that is what breaks people And once I realized that it's all like your mindset, that setback is actually an opportunity, it totally changed. So with that said, when I'm in Jersey, I was living in Jersey City at the time. I was hanging out with some the heavy politicians and stuff like that in the city of Jersey City and Hoboken. And I'm a really big believer in think it, say it, do it. You have to think it. You have to have the balls enough to say it. And then you have to have the discipline enough to do it. So I did the book, and it wasn't even really produced yet. It was like just on the press sheets. And I'll never forget, the dude's name was Carmelo Garcia. And I was like, yo, this is what I'm doing, the book. And he was looking at the passages. He's like, yo, these principles, these are dope. Do you think that you can convert this into a youth development? They had some money from the department, the DOJ. And I was just like, how much? Once he told me the price, I was like, yeah. Say less. Say less. Like, yo, bro, like, what's the timeline? And going back to the college, I knew a teacher who taught teachers. And I said, hey, help me formulate this. I gave her the idea, and she like fine-tuned it for me.
What percentage did you give her?
I gave her my
did
time.
She do it off? I was about to say, did she do it?
You know something though? It's all about bartering. I was doing stuff for her. But again, it goes back to what I just said, circle of influence. It's like I was able to call on somebody that knew me. Like, one thing about people who are really on their shit, they don't mind helping people who are really on their shit. Like, that is so like it's the lazy motherfuckers that be like, yo, you think I'm just gonna get this to you, man? Go kick rocks. But like, when you really super duper on your shit, the universe is gonna respond to that. And whatever your energy is, and this is why they say, you know, people are magnetic. I think we're all magnetic, the energy. And when you think about the traits of a magnet, it's going to do one of three things. The obvious is going to attract.
Right.
The second is going to detract. And the third is it's going to do nothing at all. And it's all based on the position of said magnet. So if I go against something else that's the right thing, I'm going to come together. But if it's not, there's nothing in that that's going to make it come together. Then there's some stuff that it just has no attraction whatsoever, and it just slides and shit off. So that's why I don't like press nothing, because I know as long as I'm staying true to myself, I'm going to attract the right, I'm going to repel the wrong, and I'm just going to not affect the nothing. And that's the way that the universe, that's how it works for me. That's how I see it for myself. So he gave me that opportunity. I knocked it out of the box, and I still talk to some of those students today.
Nice.
You know, I was like, and they're applying some of those principles, and it was like business minds thinking, because, you know, the way that the world is currently constructed, it's about you putting your ideal into a business model. It's as simple as that. You put an idea into a business model. What we're doing right now, this is an idea that you're going to put into a business model to compensate for it. That's all. And then all you have to do is have two pillars. Make sure that it's scalable and sustainable. If you answer those questions every day, you're Gucci.
Say less.
Yes.
No, you know, it's funny that he was that you're talking about this, because like these past couple segments that we've had, we've been talking about the same thing, and I'm a true believer that nowadays there's a lot of information out there, right? So, you know, a lot of kids, you know, the new generation, you know, they consider themselves smart, right? And I give it to them. They have the access, right?
Right.
But if you have all this access, all this information, it all comes down to is what you do with this information.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think that younger generations don't really understand that. And like everything that you're just like hitting it right on the nail. You know what I mean?
I don't. You know something? This generation is no worse than previous generations. There was no generation where everybody was balling.
Right.
That doesn't exist. That's not. We live in. This is like a beehive. Like, it's more worker beehives to make the beehive work than it's one queen and it's a couple of soldiers and stuff like that. It's like everybody is not meant to ball.
Yeah.
Everybody is like it's not going to happen. Like, you know, you always have at any given time in history, you're gonna write about. They write about the ones who wanted it the most, and that's really what it comes down to. That motherfucker wanted it more than the next person. It ain't even about intellect. It's about drive. It's like, did you want it? I want this as bad as I want my next breath. Every generation talks about, like, I'll just start again because my nephew is here with me, but I was like telling him that I hate adults who act like they wasn't kids. I hate adults like that. It's like, come on, bro. Like, your shit was not always on like this, bro. Let a kid live and learn through their own experiences.
Message.
You know, it's like the options that I had when I was 14, which was like 1985. I'm like, yo, bro, you living in my fucking future right now, bro. Like, you're doing shit that I couldn't even think like that. It was just, you might as well said, Sakaya, you're gonna be living in Star Trek. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
This is like Star Trek, Star Wars type of shit. I got a car that needs updates, bro. Like a laptop. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're selling subscriptions to cars now to if you want the lights to come on a certain way. Like yo, man, it's like I just like every generation, you're gonna have your go-getters, you're gonna have you lazy motherfuckers, you're gonna have your content motherfuckers, you're gonna have your insecure motherfuckers. It's like you're just gonna have all different shades of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So now, what are you gonna do with your moment right now? That's the only thing that fucking matters. What are you gonna do right now with all of the information that you have right now? We're living in a world of you have to apply the information to right now, because with me, my grandfather, as I know, he had the same goddamn drill. You know what I'm saying? He bought that drill once. He need to buy a different type of tool. If I'm using an app, if y'all using an app or whatever to do what you're doing right now, the shit could be out of date in 6 months.
Right.
So it don't make like, yo, apply to the fullest right now. That is the age that we live in right now. But this new generation is going to be fine because it's going to be some go-getters. There's going to be some go-getters that's going to capitalize on some shit to blow that shit out of the water.
They're fucking clever.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, and just that way of thinking to me is flawed because it actually shuts your brain down from thinking what you can do right now with your moment, because all we have is now. That's all we have fucking is right now. It's the only thing that matters, bro. Tell me this. What happened yesterday? Who cares, right?
It was done. It's fucking done. Yeah.
It's done. Like, yo, right now, what you gonna do? The reason why this matters, because this has the greatest impact, what you're gonna be able to do tomorrow. You know what I mean? I just read a great quote when he said, you better be good at either one or two things. Either planting seeds in the spring or begging in the fall.
Facts.
I've never seen the person begging in the fall who planted them seeds in the spring. Bro, like, that shit is timeless, bro. I really like this drink.
No, honestly, I think, shit, like, I truly believe, and I said it in many episodes, is that you're here for a purpose, right? And you wanna, your legacy is gonna be contingent of what plants you put out there, right?
Absolutely.
You're not gonna even see your legacy. You know what I mean? But you're gonna put that knowledge out there. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? And I think that's what it really comes down to, is that selfless mentality that you just come in here to make a statement. You know what I mean? Like I tell him like and this is just recent to me, like that I've been telling him like every day, like I put fucking a gratitude board, and I tell myself every day, I freaking want a freaking helicopter, and I'm gonna get that helicopter.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, other people have those.
So that's the
What
shit
color?
that I'm shit. I want black, all black,
What's the interior? Black too? Black on black?
red.
Red interior?
Red interior.
Okay. All right.
Red, I already saw it. I already saw it.
I told you back. I want to see it. Like,
I told him. I even went, got myself a quote. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I stay in San Diego. San Diego to down here is 2 racks. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm putting myself out there to just visualize it, and I'm gonna just go get it. Like you said, you gotta go get it.
Yeah, think it, say it, do it. Don't ever be. You're supposed to say what you. You're supposed to say what you want very unapologetically, because by you just saying it out right now, you don't even know if there's somebody out there that has some type of helicopter ride sharing program. You just don't know what. And it's like, oh shit, you want a helicopter? Oh bro, I can get you a helicopter. And you be like, oh shit, oh word? Okay, like, so yeah, I'm not a dream killer, bro. I'm not that at all. I'm like that. I'm not built for that.
You know what I mean?
Why you looking at me like I'm a dream killer? Man, this dude a hater right here. No, what I said, because I read frequently this book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon
Right.
Hill, right?
Absolutely.
So one thing I wanted to touch on when we was like, yo, knowledge is power in that book, it was, quote, knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is only power when it's put into a definite plan to
Exactly.
achieve a definite goal.
Absolutely.
Right? So, and then I said, all right, bro, because he always talk like that, right? So, like, normally when we go into places, we're noticed. I don't know why, I don't know how, but they be like, who? Like, you know what I'm saying? We just Drew and Nesto, right? And in that book, it also discusses whatever material object you want to obtain, act as if you already have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, bro, you said you want a helicopter? Well, pretend you already got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, I don't even want to put my dream out there yet, because when I get it, oh, everybody gonna know. But I'm already walking around. No. Bro,
Yes. Okay, let me put it like this. You're going against universal principles. And I'm just going to sit up here and say I think the universe is a little bit bigger than you.
What's up?
But you're going against I'm saying you're going against time-tested, proven universal principles. Like, you're saying something to the universe that you don't quite believe in it when you can't speak it. You're saying it. Like, and if we talk about your dream, we're not talking about your patented invention that somebody might steal or something. Because no one can rob your dream from you. No one can. So if you can't speak it, when we speak it, that's why, like even in the Bible, they say
Speak it to existence.
Yeah. So you never know. Every opportunity that's been created for me was me speaking it first. Nobody has yet gone inside my head and said, oh, this is what you was thinking. Oh, this is what you want. A chick ain't never like went down on me without me saying, yo, I want my dick sucked. You know what I'm saying? I had to do something to let her know I wanted my dick sucked. It ain't never been me just walking down the street and then I had to put myself in a position
Right.
to get my dick sucked. And I'm saying, and even though that seemed very low frequency, but it's actually very universal. The reason why it happened, I have partners that were like, yo, how do you get girls to do these type of things? And I'm like, bro, first, I'm thinking it first, and then I speak it, bro. It's like, yo. And my only job is to make the woman now, obviously, I'm a recently married man, so I'm talking about past.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is, my only job was to make them feel comfortable enough to do what they wanted to do. And with that, I just had to make sure what they wanted to do was aligned with what I wanted to do. But it started with the speaking. So I'm saying the universe responds. Like if you were sitting, you don't know exactly what all my capacity is. And you just said that you have a dream. You don't know if you just prevented you getting one step closer.
Oh, I got you.
By saying, oh, I'm not going to speak on it. And the only reason I'm going this hard is because we in the podcast where I'm supposed to go this hard.
No,
if it was
it's
just a normal life situation, I was like, yo, he getting ready. And then I would just...
He ain't ready. He
doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it.
He don't want it. I think, like, real talk, just based on him talking about his helicopter, I felt more exuberance about it, that he's more willing to do to get that helicopter. Then why am I sitting there saying whatever your dream is? You realize how you're devaluing your dream, whatever your dream is. Helicopter, whatever you want.
No, it makes sense.
So boom, putting you on the spot. What's your dream?
I'm a direct, write, and produce one of the biggest films America has ever seen.
Do you already have the concept for it?
I sure do.
Okay, so don't give that out.
Yeah.
Don't
I
give that
sure
because we are in the land of thieves.
Yeah.
But
That's why I said I didn't want to speak on it, because I would think that I would have to go. But he knows that's what I want to do. I've been trying to get this film and our stuff produced for quite. I don't want to say quite some time, because it ain't been no 5 years. But I've been going hard for a good year and a half, 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Focus, writing, but life happens. But that's an excuse, right?
No. Excuse. There's a big difference between an excuse and a reason. An excuse if you're asking, and I'm really big on language and words because those are actual spells. That's why they tell us that teach you how to spell. So an excuse is you're asking forgiveness or pardon for something. A reason is something that happened with a direct cause of something else. So there could be reasons why your movie hasn't been made yet, but there should be no excuse for why it hasn't been made yet. Two totally different things. Losers use excuses. Losers always come up with an excuse on why they didn't do something. Winners say, no, this didn't happen because this happened, but now I got something from that. I got some information. I got some data to apply to, because I'm still going. It's like it's paradigm shifts that need to happen for people to really live out the lives that they truly want to live. But I think, again, because the easiest thing that you could do is speak it. That's the easiest thing. That's why, after it's all said and done, more is said than done, because it's easy to do that. Now, once I say it, there's a certain sense of accountability. So now, with you saying that you want to do a movie, you don't know what's out there in the universe that can possibly come to you now and say, okay, come into my writer's room. And if you wasn't really ready for it, you're going to get exposed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying you have to have total commitment to it, because when that opportunity presents itself, that's when there's no fucking excuses. It's no excuses. Is going to be, no, the opportunity is right here. What are you going to do with it, bro? What are you going to do with it? You say this what you want. You say you want to do a movie. How many movie scripts have you practiced with? You know what I mean? So when you get there, the shit is in slow motion. It's like, yo, let me get this shit to you, motherfucker. Get this shit. But, and that happens because you were shooting in the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell Steph Curry is a fucking gym rat. He shoots his tooth like... that he just don't...
He just validated exactly what I was thinking, that not everybody's meant for the job. And I think that the Lord upstairs, if he builds that seed in you and you have this confidence, like I was telling him the other day, I went to visit the Lord's house, and he was like, he told me, he was like, hey, what did you ask him for? Money? Blah, blah, blah. And he started laughing. And I was like, that is exactly what I asked him for. You know what I mean? My dreams went down older as I got, like it was before it was my parents, my parents who passed away. So I was like, shit, they're dead. I can't ask for them no more. All I could say is like, pray for them. But like, it's gone to the point where now I'm being more confident about my dream because I know that whatever I say, people can hate, people can whatever, but not everybody's meant for the job. And I know that that's the part where I know that if I project myself to the Lord and I say, this is what I want to do, it's not because I'm just bullshitting. It's because I know that to me, money, I know I can do it. It's a tool. It's a tool, and I can use it to the best of my abilities because I've had it taken away, I've had it, so I understand the concept of money. You know what I mean? I'm not here to floss. I'm here to obviously not be forgotten. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah, and that's a big difference. Yeah.
So it's just not everybody's meant for the job. So like nobody can really hate on you. Like nobody can really take away your dreams. I mean, they can take away your concept, but that's on you.
Yeah, they can steal your concept. Nobody can take your dream, but people can definitely hate on you, and you want haters.
You're doing something right.
Yeah, you want haters because we have haters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't want to be embraced by haters. That's what you don't want. You want haters to be, oh, look at this guy. Look at this. I was like, oh, yeah, hater, hate, please.
He's winning.
Yeah, exactly. I want to give hater. I wake up in the morning thinking of how I can give haters content. Yeah, and that content is me winning.
Right.
You understand? It's like my success is just a reminder of their failures. My success.
Shit. Yeah.
My success. They ain't hating on my failures. They hating on my success. So what the fuck you think I want them to hate on? My success.
Right.
Let me get them some content. Let's go. All right.
Speaking of that, right? We speaking of the business mind, right?
Okay.
And I know you had workshops in the past speaking with where I guess it was a kind of like a gathering of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, thinking like an entrepreneur changed my life. That's what it was called.
All right.
And I would do these group sessions up to 10 because I believe in that. I should say believe because I know of the third brain that creates when you put two people together and then something else is created that neither one of them could have came up with individually. So it's a win-win situation. I just figured out a way to get paid for it. So I would have people come pick my brain because that is my one of my God-given gifts is to be able to take a person's thoughts. It's like they poured, like it's like they had a box of pearls that they just dropped in front of me, and I think I figured it out because I'm always like trying to figure myself out. That when I was until the 6th grade, I didn't wear glasses, so I didn't realize that I couldn't see the chalkboard, so it made me become a very acute listener. So now when I'm listening to clients and stuff, I'm really super duper listening to them. So and then of course I've always been like honor roll student and stuff like that. So it wasn't just what I was listening to, how do I apply what I just heard? So when a person is talking to me, what's happening in my mind is the visual of what's happening in my mind is they just dropped a box of pearls, their ideas in front of me. And I picked them up, put them on a string and said, here's your necklace. Here's your perfect necklace that they didn't see because they just had a box of pearls. And I said, here you go. And they like, oh shit, I didn't even see that. That's my gift. So that's why in that dynamic, I excelled because I was able to hear/see something that they didn't even see, even though they brought all of the content.
Because you didn't wear glasses and you were the acute, that's when you recognized that you had.
I didn't realize that really like into like my mid-30s that how acutely I listen and pick up on words And I was like, now, I don't know if that's because of it or in spite of it. I don't know if I've always been, but I do realize that I didn't, as visual as I am now, until the 6th grade, it wasn't that way for me. That wasn't the world. It was like, I didn't realize the world looked like if I was like underwater or something, you know. But who I am, I didn't let that stop me from excelling in that environment. I just said, I have to really listen to what this teacher is saying so I can then apply it and write it back down to get the outcome that I wanted.
Yes, so what is, I know, you know, you got the clothing, you got the furniture. I know we're going to get into all of that, but what is your, even with the writing, what is your creative process? Do you got a room you go into? Do you got a routine that you do? Like
special weed?
Yeah, like what
Nah, you know, it's interesting. Yeah, man. No, it's like, I don't have a special weed because I don't like to smoke, but I just started taking edibles maybe like 3 years ago. I fucking love them. But I don't have a hardcore creative process. I just go inside. I just ride the cosmos and bring the information back. So I would say that's probably the biggest con to what I do is that I can't teach somebody else my process. And that's why I always try to instill people to find their process, because my process is so unorthodox. It's like, one, not being taught or just being like self-taught. That means I'm going in and I'm really doing mental push-ups to try to figure out a solution. I mean, so sometimes I had a client once that I had to go out jogging to get the answer because I couldn't do it because it was too stagnant in his office. And I just had to just go out and just like, and then when I came back, he was like, oh shit. And he looked at all his employees like, yo, why the fuck y'all didn't think about this? You know? But my creative process, like I do have a routine. I like just to get up. The first 3 hours of my day is focused on my happiness. I don't do anything that doesn't make me happy. If it's being with my wife, us watching some TV show, we just watching Blackish and stuff now, me cleaning up my courtyard. It's strictly for me to just get my mind properly warmed up and everything. And then by like 9 o'clock, that's when it's very task oriented. I know that I'm addicted. If anything I'm addicted to is accomplishment. I have to have a task and I have to complete it. I try to do that from, let's say, 10 to like 3. I'm like super duper focused on whatever that task is of the day. And then from 3 to 7:30, I'm freestyling whatever needs to be done, a meeting here, like whatever it is. And then 7:30, this is probably gonna shock people, I watch Wheel of Fortune religiously. And I like to compete with the contestants. I'm still doing something mental, but it's just like, that's my vice. Like I just want to sit there and I do that from then 8 o'clock. And that's when I say, okay, it might be, hey, somebody might call me, I might go meet them, might just sit on the couch, you know, me and wifey and stuff like that. And then the day is over. I get back up at 6, 5:36. I'm like, again, it's just my happiness. I have to start off the day because, again, if I'm not disciplined enough to feed my happiness on a day-to-day basis, the whole day is fucking shot. I'm just like, I'm depleted by fucking 10:30. Like, I fill myself with my happiness. That's my fuel. I think feeding my happiness is more important than me eating breakfast.
So let me ask you something. Like, have you had some darkness situations that basically shed some light on some answers that you were looking for?
Absolutely. Anybody.
What are some qualities that you acquired from that?
I give you one. Like, when I started off graphic designing, it fucked me up when a job came back wrong and I had to pay for it. And I was like, fuck that. Never doing that again. Sign off on this goddamn proof.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, lessons learned. Like,
Right.
anybody who tells you they haven't had, I don't call them darkness, or I just call them growth moments, right? Because in that moment, I just learned something that I don't want it to happen again, right? So it's a growth moment. And the only way that, now anybody who says that they don't have setbacks, whatever word you want to use, it's either doing one or two things. They're either lying or they ain't never done shit. There's no way that you're not going to ride your bike and not ever hit a bumpy road. Just fucking no way. But guess what happens once you hit a bumpy road? You just learn that you need to hold this handlebars tighter. That's it. It's not even a negative thing. It's like, oh, I'm on this now. I can't just be like, wee, wee. I can't just be like that on a smooth asphalt. But there's no way that I'm just gonna be on this journey of fucking life. I don't have an expectation of a smooth road. That's a sure way to set yourself up for failure. To think that's going to be super smooth.
I told him that something along those lines, but like, I'm a true believer that there's always going to be some negative shit coming your way, right? You can't stop it from coming, but you could, and like, basically wait for it, anticipate the negative things coming your way and be prepared. So like, if you're gonna Scrabble, you want to come out there clean, as clean as possible. If you're gonna approach something, right, it's gonna come with its cost. And if you're willing to pay the cost, then I think at that point the success is a lot easier to achieve, right? Like, you're coming in there with
never ask if it's gonna be easy, but if it's gonna be worth it. So again, people think like it's not supposed to be easy, bro. If it was easy,
everybody would do it.
Everybody would be doing it, bro. And people do the shit that's easy. Like, it's easy to live through your avatar on Instagram. That shit is easy. But let me come to your house to see how you really living.
Yup.
Yes. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, easy. Like, easy is there for a reason. Easy is there for the easy. It's like,
it's an accessory.
Yeah, for all the success stories that I've read, all the success people that I've been around, the word easy never applies. Never. I've never read, oh, it was easy. I've never talked to somebody that had the success that I'm seeking. I'm speaking for myself now. That said it was easy. Even to be a successful scammer is hard on your mental, bro. Because you're like, any given time, somebody can bust through that fucking door. That's a hard fucking life, bro. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't have this expectation. Actually, if it's too easy, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I know that was too easy. I'm very suspect of some shit that's too fucking easy. It's just like, oh, this is the setup, bro. This is the setup, bro. This is the setup, yo. She making it too easy, bro.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo.
So these last couple of episodes we've been talking, he always talking about, see, I'll be telling him, let me tell y'all the truth, all right? So when we first started this, I was the one was like, bro, we're gonna do this and we're gonna make it.
Okay.
It's gonna be freaking difficult. For one, we're trying to get into the entertainment industry.
Okay.
You're not supposed to make it. You're not supposed. It's not designed for you to make it, especially when you don't have the marketing dollars behind you. But here we go. We have to come with something that's authentic. We have to come with something that's different. And bro, I'm telling you, we're gonna make it. Right? So we going strong. I'll call him up. He has his days, I have mine. I'm like, brother, I don't say brother, I say another word. I'll be like, yo, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm investing my time, my energy into this, and we're not getting the fruits of our labor, right? So all of a sudden now he become a Gandhi now. He all in light now, and he's calling me now. He's calling me, and I'm just like, bro, like our roles of responsibility is different.
Right. I
handle a lot for this to go.
Right.
So it's easy, I would say it's easier for me to just be like, God, dang. Like, nah, let's regroup. Let's rethink this. Let's think of a different strategy.
Okay.
So, but nah, lately he be talking like, yo, Drew, man, I be calling Drew and Drew be like, nah, man, I don't even want to talk right now. Like, nah, that ain't the case. The roles have, I would say that the scales are kind of balanced. Because at first I was up. Like, bro, my faith, my determination, and my dedication.
It hasn't diminished, has it?
No, it definitely not.
So his just has increased?
Yeah, but it'd be like, because I know him. So it'd be kind of annoying. It'd be
like a new Christian?
Yeah.
He's like a new born-again Christian?
Yeah. I'm like, bro, like, chill.
Well, no,
like, I don't need you. I don't need your pep talks, bro. He be coming with the pom-poms, like, yo, bro. I'm like, bro, chill. Like, I don't need all that.
He definitely doesn't need the pep talks, but I've come to a point in my life where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, this is what we're gonna do, and we need to do it by any means necessary. I don't give a fuck about what my personal life, how life or anything hits me. I just feel like the objective is everything. And I mean, it's different. Obviously, he has a family. I don't, right? But I think that's why I tell him, I'm like, man, I'm. This is the part where we balance each other out, because at the end of the day, like, I'm like, we've been successful together because of our personalities. Obviously, he's one side, I'm the other. I'm the orthodox guy, and I think that's the part where I'm like, look, it's either it is what it is, or like we just walk out. You know what I mean? And I think that's the part where, like, at this point, I watch The Secret like 2 times a day.
No, I'm saying, like, what y'all saying is it makes sense. And if y'all wasn't sharpening each other and, like, going at it, I would be like, y'all, they ain't gonna make it, bro. Y'all have to. There has to be those battles that you have in with your, like, amongst yourselves and within yourself, So I would say, don't look at this as a negative. It's a positive that you came in super duper strong, like in the beliefs, on the belief part, and now you've seen it rise in him. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good thing, because it could have been like, he could have been like a fuck up and shit, like, yo, he never shows up, and all that kind of shit. He just out there just like wilding and stuff. It sounds like, yo, y'all are right where y'all supposed to be. Y'all at the stage that y'all in. You're still somewhat in the proof of concept, and the seed that y'all planted is, even though it hasn't started to bear fruit yet, it's definitely broken ground where other people can see it. You know what I'm saying? So now you don't have to talk about it so like hard, because like now people can see it, like, yo, and then pretty soon they're gonna be like, yo, this shit is about to be bearing fruit and shit.
Well, shit, that's the thing that I tell them. I'm like, fuck praying. I mean, well, not in a bad way, but like, fuck like making this dependent on the Lord, right? Because the Lord can only do so much. He can bless you, right? But the course of action is needed. And I think that's the part where I'm like, you know what? I prayed all this time and shit doesn't happen. What does it mean? That maybe I need to start stepping it up and I need to start putting course of action, owning it.
You know what prayer with no action is?
A dream?
No, it's winking, I'm sorry. It's winking at a badass chick in a really dark room.
That's shit.
But yeah, I know, but I'm a believer in that. I'm a believer in faith without works is dead. Like, bro, like, it ain't no magical potion. It ain't no genie in a bottle. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen like that. I know we got to put in work.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm proof positive of it that I'm sitting here right now. This was a random email to actually an account that I rarely check, bro. Like, so for me to check in to be like, oh. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it.
Destiny, and you know the way like we ran into you, it was like I told him too. I manifested, and I was like, you know what? We had some schedule difficulties with another person. I was like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm gonna get you somebody dope. And that's the only thing that I could think of. I didn't know who. I just thought like I need to find somebody creative, and I just put that shit in my brain, and I was like, I'm gonna find somebody, and then shit, I ran into you, and then I was like, shit, this shit looks interesting, and then that's how it all went down. That's why I was like, I have this I wouldn't say this sixth sense, but I would say this feeling where.
Oh, wouldn't you? Why you doing what you like, bro?
It's not even about.
Okay, just tell me how you would feel right now by you saying you have a sixth sense.
Powerful.
Okay, boom.
Okay, I have a fucking sixth sense. You know what I mean?
Boom, you got it.
I have this fucking sixth sense.
Exactly.
You know, like I identify people not necessarily by like I don't have to talk to anybody. If I see something, I see the value.
Right.
And that's it. Like there's no more debates. And this is the part where he comes in because he dissects everything and puts everything into like, oh shit, this is value.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a good team. Yeah, it's a good team. That's what I'm saying. It's a good team.
Enough about that. All right, let's talk about elevated basics.
Well, it's called assortment.
Okay.
But I launched it with Elevated Basics.
Okay.
T-shirt, sweatshirts, hoodie, pants, and a jacket. What I ultimately wanted to do, because I dealt with so many different artist merch programs, but it was always like they were painting, they was putting all this beautiful art on these shitty ass canvases of Gildans and Fruit of the Loom and Comfort Color. That shit is shit. Like I can just tell it's just shit. So I said, yo, I'm gonna start first with that. I'm gonna make a Better Blank. I'm gonna make, even though there's a company called Better Blank, but it's still shit. I'm gonna start with that. The ultimate goal is I'm gonna have people come into this assortment curated world that has every facet of life. It's not just gonna be a hoodie. I'm going to gain your trust with this first collection to the point similar to like Polo, where Polo will sell you a hoodie and bed sheets and a candle, lotions. Like Polo, when you think of Polo, you think of a world. Mm-hmm. And now that I've seen the blueprint, I'm the hybrid of Polo and Barney's, because it's definitely elevated. But I don't want, unlike Polo, I don't want everything to be from me. I want to focus on curation as well. I have a very specific design language, but that would be boring to me in a real life situation. I like to play with different frequencies. I like to play with different textures. I like to play with different silhouettes, because that to me is my perspective of the world. I don't I I don't believe in one size fits all. That is one of the most unnatural things to me. It's like, so that's what assortments is. It's and I started with that, but I'm gonna incorporate other brands, other products, you know, and then people are gonna come to trust. And at the end of it, it's gonna be a boutique hotel, where the boutique hotel business model is, in order to feed to consistently feed my creativity, everything that you're gonna see in this boutique hotel is gonna be for sale. So it might be completely turning over every 6 to 9 months, because it's like, oh, you like those sheets? You can buy those sheets. You like that kind? You like that dresser? You like this? Yes, some things it might be a one of one because I love antiquing, or it might be something that I built myself, which I'm just started that last year, where I've actually like designed like tables and chairs and benches and things of that nature. So that's what assortments is about. And assortments is spelled X as in X-ray, SSORTMENTS. But it's assortments, and it's just some fly shit. Like you talking about dark shit, I haven't figured out a way to get my quality to translate online yet. Like, it's like, I know I take pictures and shit like that, but it doesn't really translate to where people are like, oh my God, this shit is so fucking soft. Like the t-shirt that I have on right now, it's the breakthrough is to have it really super duper soft and have a weight to it. Because normally when it's soft, it's very light.
Right.
And if it's heavy, it's like really like stiff and shit. So I was able to do that. So the sell point is, once you put it on, you be like, oh yeah, this shit's different.
And is that, and not to cut you off, is that your personal opinion on as far as the image quality, like translating?
No,
because
that's the sales. The sales says I'm getting 3 to 1 in person versus what's online. Now, all means, I would love for everybody to buy it online, but that, to me, that's not because I put the pictures up thinking this shit was about to blow out. Like, I didn't put it up there to not, but when the data came back, it's not about my opinion. I'm getting people, when they come and try to close on and they see it with their hand, I'm getting, when you just look at it from a business perspective, it's 3 to 1. So now that's my weak point. I need to now figure that out to get it to where when people go to even if I can get it up by 50%, that's 2 to 1. Like, you understand, like how greatly, and this is how I think. Like, I could easily focus on what's really, really working. Okay, that's working. I need to, because also I know that I can actually service more people online than I can ever serve a service in person. So that's where the economy is going. It's going there to where people see it in real life, they immediately go on their phone, they want to buy it. I have to be able to translate the magic of the pieces, and I'm being open to it. Like I'm like, no, that's my weak point right now. That's why I'm in the process of figuring it out. I've taken some editorial style pictures. I'm gonna do some shit to where the clothes will look a little bit more sexy on people, on females specifically, and then you have to put it out there. And this is business. It has nothing to do with being creative. You come up with an idea, you implement the idea, then you assess the idea, get that information, and then you implement it again.